This is a 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 Denali Ultimate. And can you guys tell that this is a new color? I borrowed this truck from Seiner GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank. I believe this truck might be sold, but text him down below and he'll let you know. Let's go and check out the window sticker so you guys see options and features on this build. At the very top is a description with the color. So this is Glacier White Tricoat, Alpine Umber interior. And then this is going to be a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause to see more. Now base price comes in at $97,200, and that Tricoat's gonna be $1,095. Gooseneck and fifth wheel prep package is $545. Dual alternators, high idle. Destination is now $2595 with a total price of $101,865. For 2026, this truck did get a $900 price increase over 2025, and nothing really changed. Back in 2025, you guys probably remember, you got the entire grille and the surround in Vader chrome, and for 25 plus trucks, it's now painted black. So again, all this trimming here and down below and right here in the center was all Vader chrome, and then they just switched it all to black. So I do like the new color, by the way. I showed you guys the Coastal Dune in an AT4, and so this replaced the white frost, and I definitely like this color a lot better. Imagine this with tinted windows with the black trimming. Perfect. I definitely think that GM has the best pearl paints, and this is no exception for sure. Now if we get a little bit closer, you can see that pearl and a little bit of that metallic flake in that paint there. And it has like a very light blue hue. I would even say even a gray hue in some instances here too. But definitely a really pretty color. You can paint your fender flares if you'd like. And I think the black accents on the front really finish it off. Chrome recovery hooks, premium lighting, you can see that they're on already too. Dual beams, front camera with that sprayer. And then here's a quick peek at that suspension, Rancho shocks, double wishbone independent. And you got that liner and fabric material with the tires. These are off-road tires, which are the Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner ATs, LT 275 6520, which is a 34.1 inch tall tire, 10.8 inches wide. Again, controversial wheels. A lot of people don't like these wheels. I would probably switch these off if I had a Denali Ultimate. Most guys out here who have these trucks switch off the wheels. You guys see right there, there is a plug for your engine block heater, and you have those clearance lights on the side. I do have the lights on right here for the front of the mirrors. You can see that they're on, and that's for stationary. And then you have your turn signals built in. Let's go ahead and scoot back so you guys can see the side view. Power to pull running boards pretty much come standard. One of the biggest advantage of the Denali Ultimate over Ram and even Ford is it only comes one way. You don't have to buy an extra package. You don't have to buy this and that. It pretty much comes like this. So spray and bed liner, I think all you have to do is add fifth wheel prep package. That's pretty much it. And these power to pull running boards do have the perimeter lighting down below. More of that Vader chrome on the side. It would be nice if you can black out all of the chrome, even around the windows there. You can black out the badging. Largest bed in the segment, by the way, too. 6 foot 10 inches. You have those steps built in on the side. 36 gallon fuel tank and 7 gallon for DEF. If you step up here, you can see I had the lights on in that rear. You have your 2 cameras, power sliding glass with defrost. You can see that fifth wheel prep package. They used to stamp the trim of the truck here, but now all the trucks just get GMC. And because this is a 3500, you do have the 5 leads in that main pack, with the bottom one being a helper spring, and then you have the overloads there, liner. And then here's these tail lights, full LED. And then here's a light for your hitch if you're hooking up your trailer at night. No LED lighting here, however. Now what's funny is Ford took away their lock and make you pay for it. GM still gives it to you. Here's your camera provisions, 7-pin, class 5. Here's that spare tire. This is a disappointment for a $100,000 truck. They should just give you a matching wheel and tire. You get that on the AT4X. Just saying. 342 rear with the automatic locker. You can see those brakes. You can see the Rancho's a little bit better. And then here's that rear. See those parking sensors. And let's go ahead and drop down this tailgate. So in the past, you were able to pull a handle right here. That is no more. I guess GM decided they needed to cut costs here and there, and they took that away. But you still get the kicker sound system. 400 watts of power, and those lights are on there. Be sure to check out my description for my Juggernaut tie downs for the GMC. They're definitely a game changer if you do often use your bed to need things hauled and you need them tied down. On the side here, 4 and 7-pin. And obviously you guys know this tailgate has so many different functions, right? So many different functions. I don't even use half of them. And then here's a nice side view of the truck. Do you guys want to see the truck in the shade really quickly? Let's see if we can go find some shade so you guys can see that. Now on camera it does look a little bit more white, but you can still see that blue and gray hue in this paint. Now most people don't know this, but pearl paint has a lot of black in it. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. I remember a guy that used to paint cars for me. He says pearl paint is the hardest paint to match, and he says it has black in it too. So this color is definitely, yeah, I would definitely pick this color in the future if I ever decide to get a Ultimate for sure. You guys ready to check out what's under the hood? Let's see. If I were buying a DURAMAX diesel all over again, the first thing I would do before I took delivery of it was take off these sensors and add the Banks relocation kit for it, because I'm going to show you guys real quickly a picture of mine. My truck has 22,000 miles on it, right? And I never did the relocation kit because I just didn't know about it at the time. And my sensors were filled with soot, and it took me 30 minutes to clean them. Now I didn't scrub them, but I did use a very fine brush to try to get as much as that soot off. But again, there's just nothing you can really do at the end of the day. So strongly recommend that. Those sensors, if they get too dirty, they'll start giving you improper readings, and then it could affect your fuel economy and your performance. So it's just worth doing it early on before you take delivery, in my opinion. Warranty safe. But yeah, this is a Gen 2 L5P DURAMAX, 6.6 liter displacement, V8. It's gonna have 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a 10-speed transmission known as a stamped approved Allison. Has deep gears. This also has a Denso fuel pump and injectors, which is very reliable. I haven't heard any issues with that. 15W40 oil. I still run 15W40. I actually run a synthetic. I might do some videos on that in the future, so stay tuned. But yeah, overall, if you want the Banks catalog, you can do your boost tubes, and the cold air intake is the absolute best upgrade for this truck for fuel economy. You can watch, I'll put a video at the end of this one. How about that? If I remember, I'll put it at the end of this one. But it's an absolute game changer on these trucks, and I think that is worth it. By the way, you don't normally see the dual alternators, but this one has the second alternator right here, and the other one is kind of buried under the intake. You can see it right there. Now, I was expecting there to be either a new interior or a second interior option for 2026, but that didn't happen simply because GM probably felt like this is still the better option for this truck. Now, the Yukons replaced this interior color with a mahogany, and I don't know, I think I like this one better, But it would have been nice for them to have a second option, because some people probably would prefer that over the saddle color here. Now you guys see on the door that stitch pattern right there, and you have like this off-white piping and stitching. Satin and real wood. You can feel how porous that is. All soft touch leather, but still a lot of hard plastics. You do have the upgraded Bose premium sound. You go from 9 speaker to 12 speakers on this one too. And here's all your controls for your windows. Auto up and down for front, and then auto down for the rears, but you have to hold it back up. You guys can see power tow mode and power folding. Some piano black treatment. I like the graphic here too. Hopefully you guys can see that. Leather wrapping on the grab handles and suede on the roof. Man, that looks good. GM is really high on the list. I think they're better. And then again, I know this is a personal opinion. I think this is slightly better than Ford's Platinum. If I had to really pick between the two, I think I like this interior slightly better. Full drive autos here. All your lighting controls, heads up display. 12-inch right there. 13.4-inch display. Let's go and check out the passenger side. There used to be leather here, and they took it away. 16-way seat on this side as well. Now on the dash, you guys see premium soft materials here and there. And you guys see right there, like that graphic design. Let me close the door so you can see a little bit better. And a little bit of storage. Also down below, this is your bed camper information. 2,908 pounds. That's not payload, that's just for if you plan on hauling a camper in the bed. And here's that center armrest. They want to make sure everyone knows you spent the most money by all these ultimate badges right here. Here's some of your extra speakers. And then they do wrap this part in leather too. You can see how much bigger the seats are. Now these seats aren't more soft compared to the other trims. GM loves their stiff seats, which I'm okay with. And then outboard heated seats, 2 USBs, air vents. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Now real quickly, let's kind of go through this system. Here's your camera system here. If you want to turn off your bird's eye view, that is possible. It makes this screen a little bit easier to see. Also, you have bed view. It does turn the lights on too when you go to this menu, and then you go away from it, it goes away. A lot of different angles around, which makes it easy to park. This screen is very customizable. Let's just say you don't want your phone there. Let's go ahead and put Apple CarPlay on top of that. Oop. So you can do that, or if you want, you can just remove things out of here. Maybe you want your settings over here. Now you guys saw this truck did have the high idle, so in order to get that to work, we have to turn on your cruise control. It has to be in park for the electronic parking brake, and then you can just push up, or push down, excuse me, push down, and then you have another level there. So this is the highest level, and if you want to turn it off, just turn it off like that. Heads up display, it's right there above. Here's your vanity, warm white LED, 4K camera for this rearview mirror, home link, more LED, and then this is how you control that small sunroof. I like Ford's still the best when it comes down to the sunroof. I like the bigger hole. There's your storage for the center, trailer brake. Inside of here, you have that wireless charger with 2 USBs, 120 volt power plug. Down below, deep storage, and single stage exhaust brake. This is a lane keep assist alert. It just vibrates the seat, it will not steer. Park assist can be disabled. You can drop the tailgate, caution light, traction control, and then downhill assist right there. All in all, I think that this is one of the best trucks in the market at this trim level. If you want a really nice premium truck, you get it in the Denali Ultimate. Last thing I'll show you guys is this menu here. They don't give you enough temperatures. Like, I like to see actual numbers. Like this, but they don't give you much more than the transmission fluid. Now you get the gauges down below, but you don't know what the actual number is. These exhaust fluids there, blank page, and then you can customize this screen too, take away a few things or add things back in. So let's go ahead and check out what the payload is, and then that'll pretty much wrap up the video. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 12,100 pounds. 20 by 8.5 wide wheels. And then all in payload is 3,658 pounds. And 20,000 pound conventional towing, 21.6 for gooseneck. This truck is pretty heavy. It's 8,442 pounds on the curb. 30,000 pound gross combined weight rating. And then here's the yellow sticker showing you the tire pressure. 60 out front, 80 in the rear. Hope you guys liked the video. I might do another video on this truck in the long bed, and I'll show you guys, if that truck doesn't sell, that is, and I'll show you how to use those seat controls too in that next video. See you guys soon.